Outgrowing people does not make you disloyal. It makes you honest. And there's a difference between being supported and simply being surrounded. And if your circle right now is not pulling you forward, it's holding you back. In this video, I'm going to give you the best advice I can possibly give you on changing your environment, up-leveling your circle, and letting go of relationships that do not serve you. Nothing about this in the moment is easy, but it is absolutely required to transform the health of not just yourself, but your future and your relationships. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chad Morgan. I am someone who has completely transformed my physical fitness and leveraged the skills and leveraged the characteristics to build the business of my dreams that does the same for people out there in the world, called Beyond Built, showing them that their transformation is more than just physical. Beyond what we are building, who are you becoming? And we've seen clients that have come into our program wanting to lose 10 pounds, 2 years later end up stepping on stage, who go from 80 pounds overweight to a six-pack with abs, who then goes to start their dream business where they help other people do the same. I'm a firm believer that everybody in the world has some kind of purpose on this planet, and it is to transform. And throughout that transformation, you take all of your lessons and you give them away to other people for them to transform their lives, helping you attain total and complete freedom and fulfillment and happiness in your life. First of which, do you clearly feel like you are the most disciplined person in the room? You're the person who's bringing meal prep to work. You're the person who's cognizant of hitting their protein goals. You're the person that wants to say no to getting the trash food, but say yes to getting the good food when it comes to going out. You're the person that doesn't take up random plans in the middle of the week because you know you had a gym and you know you had to prepare for the next day tomorrow to be recovered and be on your game. When you start getting a little bit annoyed with people for the way that they are living their lives, that's how you know you're likely in the wrong room right now, because you are beginning to see mirrors and reflections of a version of yourself that you are transforming past at the moment. You're seeing firsthand what it looked like when you were living that way just a couple months ago or just maybe a year ago. And if you choose to act like them again, you choose to simply move backwards in your life. And so yes, you should be triggered. Yes, people will be upset with you because they will see a version of themselves in you who is deciding to actually fulfill their potential. And people who will get pissed off about that are the same people who will begin to envy you because they think they cannot become you, because they are too insecure and because they themselves are too afraid to make a change. It's not your responsibility to save them, it is your responsibility to lead them by example. Second thing, no one actually holds you to a higher standard. No one checks you. No one calls you out on your bullshit. No one compels you to be honest and forthright and within integrity when it comes to the way that you live your life. Meaning, if you are not displaying a high level of discipline towards the things that you told me that you actually want to accomplish, I'm gonna be like, hey, like, you said that you wanted to get your business off the ground, but you haven't started posting content yet. Hey, you mentioned that it's been a goal of yours to lose 40 pounds this year, but it's May and I haven't seen you start to clean up your diet at all and you're still ordering takeout every day. Like, you sure? Are you good? There's not people around you that are holding you to that standard. And if you are starting to take care of yourself and you are starting to display a higher level of discipline with yourself and your goals, instead of other people checking in on you and like, hey, how's progress going? They start ignoring you. They don't give a shit. They want a small talk. They don't want to talk about dreams. They don't want to talk about aspirations because they don't fucking have any. And they know when they start talking to you about your goals and your aspirations, it's gonna make them feel insecure, so they'd rather not talk to you at all. Those are not people that are gonna hold you to a higher standard. You want to be around people who are going to progress check you, who are going to check in with you, who are going to challenge you, and who are going to call you out when you're fucking up. Third thing, you downplay your goals to make others comfortable. Don't do yourself a disservice. When you are around people who are playing so massively big, you yourself will probably feel a little bit insecure to talk about your goals. But when you do, here's the thing that's really cool. Here's the thing. When you do get around other high performers and you start talking about your goals, other high performers in that room are going to be curious and ask you, wow, that's amazing. What made you want to do that? Or they might have some kind of lesson, some kind of story that resonates with where you are. Oh my gosh, like, that's so amazing. I was able to accomplish that a couple years ago. And then you get into conversation with that person and you pick up some amazing tips, some amazing pieces of advice that you're gonna have forever now to help you propel forward and achieve that goal faster and more efficiently with less mistakes. But the only way that you get into those rooms and into those conversations, if you yourself is willing to express out loud what your goals are. There's no higher level of accountability than spoken word. And if you are willing to speak out loud about what it is that you desire, what you dream of, what you want to create, there's a lot of people that are going to shoot you down. There's a lot of people that aren't going to listen. Their opinion does not fucking matter because they have not done the thing that you were looking to do. The people that actually have done the thing that you're looking to do are the people that are actually going to listen to you and that are willing to give you advice. Because here's the thing about successful people and truly successful people. When I say successful people, I mean someone that is not just accoladed a lot, accomplished a lot, but someone who is truly fulfilled and accomplished. There's a difference. The person that is fulfilled and accomplished is going to be the person that is willing to share their wisdom with you. You get into those rooms by speaking your goals out loud and actually following through on them. Because trust me, we can tell when someone's just talking a bunch of fucking shit versus when someone's actually walking the talk and is about what they are speaking. Next sign that you're in the wrong room. Conversations revolve around complaints instead of solutions. Conversations revolve around talking shit about others, about other things, about themselves, instead of celebrating one another. I know what it is like to be in an environment where people talk shit about their own businesses. You don't have a business if you talk shit about your business. I've been in environments where people downplay and talk negatively and talk shit about themselves. And even if they do it in a joking manner, do you really want to be around people to where they find humor in making fun of themselves? Yes or no? I've been in environments where people just ramble and complain about all of their problems in accordance, but they speak about them in a manner to where they just want to let off steam and they don't want to put in any effort to find the solution. Oh my God, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this sucks because of this. And like, if I didn't do this, then I wouldn't be here. Instead of being like, hey, this is a challenge right now and an obstacle. Like, this is what I'm doing right now to kind of solve it. And this is what I'm thinking might be the solution. Like, what would you think? Have you been here before? That's a way different freaking conversation. But be careful with who you surround yourself with. How people frame their problems shows a lot about who that person is, how successful that individual is in terms of how they frame their problems. Are they solutionists or are they simply just in negative mindsets? Another sign, you're always motivating everybody else, but nobody's doing the same for you. You don't look at other people around you and they don't have traits that you aspire to have. Look at the 3 to 5 people around you that you hang around the most right now. I'm thinking about those individuals in my head right now and I see leadership. I see grit. I see resilience. I see strength. I see incredible problem solving. I see high level intelligence. Things that these individuals understand and know and have experience that I have not yet. And I'm like, wow, like it is so cool to listen to you speak. Can you say that about the people that are around you right now? Or do you find yourself doing more motivating towards them? Hey, get your head out of your ass. You got this. But they're not doing that back to you. How much energy are you putting into people that are not willing to change? It's not going to give you any energy to put back into yourself. So you can go out there and find the other people that are willing to support you at the level that you are willing to support others. If you feel compelled to just flat out fucking give up on somebody because they're not doing anything, great, then do it. It's not worth your fucking time. You need to understand how to set boundaries with other people who are not actually creating change. It is not your responsibility to save people. It is your responsibility to lead them by example. Do not shrink yourself to stay connected with your current environment and limit yourself to grow. If you feel consistently unheard, not seen, misunderstood, frustrated around the people that you're in, it is time to draw the line in the sand. And here's how we do this. The first thing is to pay attention to who you envy. I know that sounds weird, but the reality is the people that you desire to become the most like, you actually envy the most. Sounds weird. I'll tell you a quick story about this. If any of you know who Christian Guzman is, I envied him. The first couple of times I saw him on Instagram, I immediately just shut it off. And I was like, who's this douchebag that's wearing these skinny jeans with his dog and his Ferrari? Like, who does he think he is? Who does he think he is? And then when I saw that he was actually doing bodybuilding shows, I'm like, who in their right mind would get that lean and spray tan themselves and stand half naked on a stage and pose like that? Like, what the hell? Like, I very much judged very, 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 very highly. And less than 24 months later, Nissan GTR, bodybuilding show, I have a fitness business, I'm vlogging. Guys, the reality is if you are paying attention to somebody, they have something that you don't have yet, but you're feeling called towards it for a reason. It's not some woo-woo shit, it's just a mirror. It's just the fact that they are really triggering you in the sense that they are bringing out all of your insecurities about yourself, because for whatever reason, you believe that you can't have this, you can't have that, you can't become this, and you can't be like that. And you can continue to watch them from the nosebleeds with their last name on your back unconsciously, or you can decide to get into the arena with those individuals. Envy is not weakness. It's a mirror. It's a sign and a signal that you actually give a fuck. But you cannot stay in envy forever and disguise it and masquerade it as ambition. It doesn't work like that. True ambition, being a go-getter, is deciding that these people that you envy are actually the people that are creating the levels of success that you deep down do not believe that you can create yet. But when you make the choice to start actually following in their footsteps, in their direction, and paying attention to them, seeing how they carry themselves, understanding their story a little bit, starting to realize, wow, this person is very similar to me. In the sense that like I really resonate with their story and their background. That gives you and starts to give you a little bit more courage and belief that you can do it too. And when you ask this question, why not me? That's where everything changes. This is how you start getting into environments that call you forward. It was that year difference from envying those videos and envying Christian to then stepping on stage, starting my business. Within the next 24 months, I found myself into a friend group that was very ambitious and was working towards very similar outcomes. And every single one of these people were ahead of me. And every single one of these people had something that I didn't have, whether it was an overall win of a bodybuilding show, a business of over 100 clients, a social media presence and personality with sponsorships that I desire. I ended up in a friend group and in a circle and in an environment with people that had things that I wanted. And that did so much for my personal growth and development because I was able to learn so much from them. I was able to honestly become quite the sum of the 5 people that I was spending the most amount of my time with, which up-leveled my life so fast. And to this day, I look at it the same way, which is why I've invested over $100,000 worth into mentors to get myself a seat at the table. But understand that that seat at the table is earned. No one hands the seat. You become the person who belongs at that seat. You might wonder, Chad, how did you get a seat at that table when everybody there was in a position that was greater than you? Well, the reality is they saw and respected the fact that I dropped out of school, moved across the country, started a business on my own, got on stage on my own, started vlogging, started posting content. They saw that I had the courage, the resilience, the grit, the discipline, the consistency that reminded them of the best parts of themselves. That's how it works. And so that's what I mean, that this is how you earn your seat at the table. You become the person that belongs at that table. The table is simply a metaphor for alignment, standard, and proximity to high-level people. The law of attraction is real. When you start putting in work towards yourself, towards your outcomes, towards your dreams, towards your desires, towards the person that you want to become, people notice that. People attract towards that. You end up attracting what you embody. It is not about how much you know. It is not about how much knowledge you have. It is about the person you are, the person you are becoming. And the person that you become is a byproduct of all the experiences in your life. And if you have the experience of being willing to move on from relationships that are not serving you and make big scale, big risk decisions like that, the people that have also made big risk, high scale decisions like that, notice, they find you, you attract them. You do not pull these people into your life through your potential. You pull them in through your proof. Proof that you are becoming this individual. Proof that you have accomplishments that are worth recognizing. Understand that close proximity to high-level individuals is earned through action, not affirmation. When this begins to happen, when your circle begins to up-level, when these people begin to find you and you begin to cultivate a community of your own, these rooms will make you feel seen, heard, and understood, while also exposed at the very same time. And when I say exposed, I mean you will feel insecure. You will feel like you do not belong. You will feel like the shrimp. You will almost be at awe and look up to these people so much that you think that you can't even have a normal relationship with them or a normal conversation with them. That is normal. While at the same time, they see you. They see someone in you that they used to be, because at one point in their life, they had to up-level themselves. They had to get out. They had to get into new relationships. And so when they see that, and they see that you have it, and you're a go-getter, and you're getting after it, they're gonna recognize that. They're gonna appreciate that. They're gonna make you feel safe. They're gonna make you feel seen. They're gonna help you feel understood. That's why I'm so grateful for the people that have been in my life, because like even when I was insecure and felt like I almost didn't belong at a seat at the table, I've struggled with that feeling my whole life. It was almost an unspoken thing, but I can honestly look back at everyone in my life and say that they've helped me become more confident because they have shown me appreciation for the person that I am, which helped me appreciate myself a lot more. And through the appreciation of others, they have honestly taught me how to appreciate myself on a higher level. And I'm super grateful for that. So at first, when you're up leveling your friendships and you're elevating your circle, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel like you are letting go of a past identity of yourself, and you're going to feel like you are stepping into this greater identity of yourself. Transformative periods are always gonna be these ebbs and flows and highs and lows of feeling really on fucking fire, but also simultaneously very afraid, very insecure at times. But if your insecurities and your triggers are not triggering, it means that you're likely in the wrong room, in the wrong environment, because it's those triggers of insecurity and those triggers of self-doubts that are signals that you're actually on the right path. Because if you keep going and you outwork those self-doubts and you outwork that insecurity, that's how you actually become the person that earns their seat at the table, which has given me a completely new outlook and relationship on self-doubt and insecurity and fear. Understanding that, like, I'm not going to let my insecurity, my doubt, and my fear use me. I'm going to use it. I'm going to see them as signs and signals that if I overcome these things and continue to work through them and continue to outwork them, I'm going to become the individual who can put my doubts and my insecurities and my fears to rest and pursue anyways. And that's the person that I want to become. And that's the person that deserves to have a seat at the table with other high-level individuals, because I know and trust that they have done the same. Last but not least, guys, like, understand that outgrowing relationships is going to be fucking hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to feel bad about it at times. That's normal. But I also want to give you the permission slip to understand that outgrowing people is not betrayal, it's fucking maturity. Some people were just simply meant for your past and the version of yourself that you used to be, not your future. And the fact of the matter is, when you are growing, when you are up leveling, when you have goals that require you to set different boundaries with individuals, spend your time differently, say no to certain things and yes to other things, people aren't going to understand. They're not on your wavelength. They do not see through your eyes what you are looking at. They do not see or understand your vision. It is not their responsibility to. So you do not owe any explanations to people who misunderstand your growth. There's a difference to someone who is committed to misunderstanding your growth versus someone who is wanting to see you win but still doesn't understand your growth. Someone who is committed to misunderstanding your growth will try to make you feel bad about the decisions that you're making. Will try to make you feel guilty and ashamed for not giving them fucking attention. Sorry that you do not have what it takes to give attention to yourself and your own dreams and your own aspirations. I'm on a new fucking level. And I hope that with my actions, through my accomplishments, and through the person that I become, you see a mirror of who you could be. You do not need to tell them that, but lovingly, you move on with belief and trust that this individual will see that in you. And there's no greater gift that you can give to anybody in the world than you becoming the person you are meant to. Because that shows hundreds of people out there in the world, if not more, how they can make decisions similarly to you to get out of their own ways. So fuck justifying your goals and your vision. Fuck trying to convince people that you're on the right path. Let your results do the speaking. Because the goal here is not to be liked, it's to be aligned. This isn't a matter of cutting people off, guys. You just need to stop watering dead plants. That's all it is. Like, I don't like the whole verbiage around cutting people off and cutting ties with people. I think that kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth about people in your past when that's not worth your energy. It's not. Instead, express understanding and love for the version of you that you are leaving behind that has helped you get here. Without that version of you who's maybe insecure, who doubted themselves, who stayed in that circle, you would have not gotten to this point watching this video, listening to this podcast with the courage to outgrow him or her. You have to appreciate them, which also simultaneously means that you must appreciate everyone who is a part of your past for helping you get here. Because if they did not act or behave in a way that felt misaligned, that felt incongruent with the person that you wanted to be, you would not have seen with your own two eyes what it would be like to continue to act like them and be like them. So what are you gonna do? Say fuck you and cut them off? Or are you gonna appreciate them for guiding you to the light? That's the mindset you wanna have.